Hello, everyone, and welcome to Check the Credits, a journey through music's biggest blunders. Welcome to the podcast dedicated to getting to the bottom of how and why certain records get made. Did the Beatles ever put out a turd? Well, no, but John Lennon did. Paul McCartney has, George Harrison did, and Ringo certainly has. What about Jay-Z? The mighty Van Halen, Metallica, Eminem, The Stones. We're going to do some in-depth reconnaissance and uncover the stories behind some of the worst records ever made by the music industry's biggest bands and artists. We are your hosts, Michael Green and Sam Awood. Sammy, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, Mikey. Or should I say...
What's up, homie?
Was that nice?
Yeah, that was nice.
Well, why don't you tell our audience what we're tackling today, man?
Okay. Well, today we are going to look at an artist, again, with an amazing body of work. This is a guy who changed hip-hop single-handedly. This is a guy who many to this day call the greatest MC to ever do it. But along the way... he made an album called Nastradamus.
Yeah, he did.
So, we are talking about the great Nas today.
Nasty Nas.
Escobar.
Nasty Nas Escobar. So the year is 1999.
Yes.
I wanted to play a game with you.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go through. I want you to go back. This is the top 10 songs on the Billboard of 1999.
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the top 10 real quick.
All right.
And I want you to sing the chorus for each one. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I'll start from 10, go all the way to number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to name the artist.
Okay.
You tell me
What the song
what
is.
you think that song is.
Oh, man. Okay, I like this.
So number 10.
Yeah.
Ricky Martin.
La Vida Loca.
Dude!
Of course.
Holy smokes. That's 1.
Yes.
Number 9. Deborah Cox.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Okay.
Dude, she's number 9. Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Deborah Cox. That does sound familiar, though.
No.
She was a black R&B singer, right?
Wow.
I'm sure of it. Number 8. Sugar Ray.
What was that stupid song?
That's cool. Every morning.
Every morning.
Every morning's the one. But they had...
Oh, not the first one then.
No, they had a couple.
Yeah.
What? Is that the All Around the World Statues Crumble? That's not Every Morning.
That was the first one. No, the Every Morning is the 4-post bed. I don't know.
That's all you retain?
I don't know how it goes.
All right. Aguilera.
Genie in a Bottle?
Nice, man. That's 2.
Really?
Well, yeah, well done.
Oh, sweet.
This one's so easy.
Okay.
This one, I might want you to sing the chorus for this one.
Nope.
Sixpence None the Richer. So... Oh my gosh, really? I thought that'd be obvious. The rest to me.
Not Kiss Me.
Yeah, man.
It was Kiss Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Are you going to sing it?
So kiss me.
Deadly.
Yep.
Britney Spears, number 5.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
You got it, man. Holy crap.
Oh, man, that was my jam.
Fire. Number 4, Whitney Houston featuring Faith Evans and Kelly Price.
Don't know it.
Heartbreak Hotel?
Don't remember it.
Is that not an Elvis tune?
I don't know if they did that. I don't think they
That
covered
can't be the same
that.
thing.
I doubt it.
Okay. Number 3, Monica.
Oh, what was that song? Oh, what was it called?
You remember. Good for you.
I can't remember the name.
Angel of Mine? Is that what you were thinking?
That's not what I was
It's
thinking.
not what you were thinking.
Okay.
Number 2,
Yeah.
TLC.
TLC in 1999. What? It wasn't Waterfalls, was it?
No.
No. Oh, man. I don't know.
No Scrubs.
No Scrubs. Okay.
The number 1 song on the
Okay.
Billboard Hot 100
I'm
for
so
1999
excited. I'm so excited.
was Cher
what was that song called?
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, she had the auto-tune.
Yeah.
Something about life? No.
I don't think so.
Do you? Yeah, there you go.
What's it?
Life After Love.
No. Well, that's in the chorus.
Yeah,
Believe.
see?
Believe is the name of the song.
Yeah, but come on. I said there's something about life in there.
Believe is the name of the song.
Okay, so strong year.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that was trash. But
That's hot. Billboard. So
99 was also like Big Pimpin'. Didn't that come out in 1999?
This is what I'm saying. So this is Hot 100 Billboard.
Okay.
So You Got Me, The Roots. That's 99.
Oh man, I was just talking about that yesterday.
Come on. You were talking about that song yesterday?
Yes,
What?
because I was listening to Nastradamus on a road trip with my lovely wife.
Okay.
To prepare for this.
Yes.
And there is some poetry, some spoken word on Nostradamus, which I'm sure we'll get to.
We will get to that. Yep.
And I said, because Sarah wasn't loving it. And
She wasn't loving what?
she wasn't loving it. And I said, yeah, but, it's like it's been done to great effect on like the Things Fall Apart record. Wow. Right? I think the outro was the same thing. It was like a spoken word thing.
That's bananas.
Yeah, we were just talking about it yesterday. And it was funny because Sarah was like, oh, is it like Erykah Badu or something? And she said like as a joke. I'm like, it's funny you say that because Erykah Badu sings the chorus of...
Jeez, man.
That's
so crazy.
We were just talking about it yesterday.
Hot Boys, Missy Elliott. That was a big one. Wild Wild West. Will Smith.
Oh, poor Will.
Yeah. Still Dre.
Oh,
That's
really?
99. That's 99.
No.
Yeah, man.
What?
It is.
That was on the...
According to my YouTube Wikipedia research. Got Your Money,
was
Old
that,
Dirty
that
Bastard.
That was
Sorry,
a Chronic 2001, no?
I don't know. It says Still Dre, Dr. Dre, 99.
Okay.
Would this...
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I must be
My Name Is...
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep.
That was a big one. I don't know.
That wasn't in the top 100?
I know.
Wow.
Not in the top 10. We just did 10. I think
Okay.
I think Slim Shady pops up in the top 20.
Wow. It wasn't top 10.
But it wasn't top 10.
All right.
Share Rules. Heartbreaker, Mariah Carey. I don't know why she's in the hip hop thing. She's not hip hop, right? Mariah Carey?
No.
Vibrant Thing, Q-Tip.
Yeah, that was a good tune.
Cool.
Yeah. That was
Is that bringing you back?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Q-Tip. It was Q-Tip, but people got mad at that because people were like, oh, Q-Tip's selling out, which was ridiculous because, it ended up being like a commercial hit.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that was a Dilla beat. Like, that was awesome. That was a good tune. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask you was about Nas.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, you have a history with hip hop that I don't have.
Right.
So what an interesting tidbit before we get into that is that when you started to introduce me to hip hop, gosh, it's got to be more than 10 years ago.
Yep.
The first album you turned me on to was Illmatic.
That's amazing. I have zero recollection of that.
Yeah, that was the first album you told me to go after.
That's amazing.
There were several. You said
smart.
they're obviously like the blueprint and stuff, right? But you said like start with Illmatic, and we're talking
Good
like
for me.
Yeah, 10 years ago at least, but I know it's more.
Yeah.
So tell me about Nas in your life, my man.
I knew you were going to hit me with that question, so I was actually trying to think about the first time that Nas hit my radar. Actually, wasn't Illmatic.
Oh, way.
Yeah, it wasn't. And I have a funny relationship with hip hop because I'm 80s, and then I'm like mid to late 90s. Like it makes no sense. Like there was a great period there of like the
where you were doing Dave Matthews Band, U2, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so that was around the time where I got into like U2 was like 91, 92. So I went from like being like this huge Public Enemy fan. Mm-hmm. So going from It Takes Two to the Nation of Millions and then Fear of a Black Planet to Achtung Baby by U2. And then it was just that for a while.
That's an interesting flip.
Right. Well, it's so when the Public Enemy to U2 though isn't crazy.
Okay.
When you think about politically, when you think about socially, social consciousness.
For sure.
And then when you think about the production on Achtung Baby, they were like kind of trying to go for that kind of sound almost it was kind of dense. So it wasn't crazy, but it kind of was. So I missed Illmatic being released.
Okay.
Which is really sad because it's not every day that you get to live through like a genre, changing
like
piece like that.
Yeah.
But I still had to kind of look at it retrospectively.
So,
but the first time I remember seeing Nas was I was watching like I don't know if it was like an American Music Awards or something.
Okay.
And he came out, and I still remember it was like this full, like red leather outfit. And he
like
came
Eddie
on.
Murphy Delirious?
Yeah, it was. It might have, I mean, it was puffier. Like, you know what I mean? It was like 90s.
Right.
And he came out to do If I Ruled the World with. So I think the Fugees did a song first because they were winning every award. And then he ran out and did If I Ruled the World. And I remember I knew enough about him to be like, this seems a little poppy.
Okay.
But then I was like, good for him. Like,
you knew enough about him to think that's a little commercial for him. Okay.
Yeah. Which is funny because a lot of people gave him flack for that because they were so like Illmatic was just the greatest thing ever. And that was just so like to most people, that was just so authentic that for him to then have somebody singing
they
a
weren't
hook,
allowing it. Yeah. Okay.
Even though it was Lauryn Hill and she's amazing and she's so hip hop, but yeah.
So
that was my first Nas memory, though.
So talk to me about Nastradamus, then, the album that we're reviewing today.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it.
This time is the first time you've heard this record.
First time I ever heard the record.
Because when we started discussing episodes, albums that we wanted to review, Nastradamus pops up on a lot of like disappointing records from legends.
And that's funny too, because if you like, I think when you first mentioned Nas, I was like, impossible. Like there's no
blemishes.
There's no bad Nas album because I knew Illmatic, It Is Written, God's Son. Like I just kind of like skipped it for some reason. It never popped up for me to even look at. And I guess I'm sure it's just kind of been buried because nobody cares.
When I brought him up and you say impossible, that's close. Because, gosh, he's got like a near flawless catalog.
Right. You're right.
So I wasn't paying attention during the conception and growth and popularity of hip hop in the 80s and early 90s. Like I'm a rock guy. So my journey through the Nas catalog has been somewhat like a spoiled experience. Spoiled in a good way.
Yeah.
Hip hop to me was the G-rated stuff, like MC Hammer, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yep.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, 7, 8 years old, I could perform in front of like aunts and uncles and stuff. Parents just don't understand.
Yeah.
Word for word.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Fat Boys.
Yeah.
I knew about
awesome.
I knew about Run DMC, but only because of the collab with Aerosmith, right?
Yep.
So I wasn't really aware growing up of like NWA or Public Enemy.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what it meant and how important Nas was when Illmatic hit. His delivery style was so groundbreaking. Like what I knew of hip hop was my name is and that's what I knew.
Yeah.
So I wanted to read just some notes from Cool Mo D. He notes that Nas has an offbeat conversational flow. In his book, There's a God on the Mic.
Yep.
He says, quote, before Nas, every MC focused on rhyming with a cadence that ultimately put the words that rhymed on beat with a snare drum.
Yep.
Nas created a style of rapping that was more conversational than ever before. And obviously, as you've already mentioned, Illmatic is considered probably the best hip-hop record of all time.
By a lot of people, yeah.
By a lot of people.
Everywhere
I searched.
Yeah.
Everywhere I searched.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's real. And I mean,
it sounds like we both missed.
We did. And I was with you. Like, I think any 7, 8, 9-year-old was listening to
MC Hammer.
Hammer and Vanilla Ice and stuff. Like obviously,
Fresh
like
Prince,
it was everywhere. And if you don't like if you don't like Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him, you don't like ice cream. Like,
but
like that was awesome. You know what I mean?
It's too cold and it hurts my teeth. What'd be interesting is to go back and listen to Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him or something, like as an adult now.
Yeah,
dude, I haven't heard.
What? That's a great idea.
I haven't heard any of that stuff since I was a little boy.
Yeah.
So that'd be
that would be
fun.
fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, we should do that.
But not alone. Like we would have to be together, right?
Yeah. No, and I probably still know that whole album word for word.
Okay.
I bet you. Yeah.
Some critics douse the Nastradamus album with hyperbolic lighter fluid and just set it ablaze, compelling many to simply take their word for it, judging the album without listening to anything outside of the singles or others' words. It's kind of a sad lesson on groupthink, as well as how music criticism makes some believe they don't have to think for themselves.
Yeah, wow.
So, actually, I'll get to this note later. It's his fourth album.
Yep.
Released in 99.
Yep.
It was originally scheduled to be released as a follow-up composed of material from sessions from his previous album, I Am, which also came out the same year.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
So, let's see. Yeah. So here's a quote from Nas. Quote, I Am, released earlier that year, was originally supposed to be a double album. But the songs leaked, and that killed it for me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to touch it, Nas said. I hated that because no one's supposed to hear a song before it's time. So if that happens, I didn't F with the record. It's over. The record never existed, so I went and started brand new music.
Wow.
So that's a pretty strong disclaimer before we tackle the record.
Yeah. And that stuff that leaked, is that what like Lost Tapes is? Some of that, right?
Volume 1?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So
I couldn't find that in my notes, but yeah.
So I'm pretty sure like there was stuff from those sessions would have made it to the Lost Tapes.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because Lost Tapes and now Lost Tapes 2 that just came out are both awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever leaked, like that whole thing probably was better than this album.
So due to the bootlegging of the material, Nas recorded completely separate songs for this record to meet the November 99 deadline. I think I Am came out in like February, March of that year. It is considered by most his weakest effort.
Makes sense.
However, it still debuted in the top 10 on the U.S. Billboard 200, selling almost 250,000 copies in its first week. I mean, the brand was still was still happening. It still spawned 2 charting singles with the title track and You Owe Me. So the podcast is called Check the Credits. Let's go through some of the credits listed as 6 producers.
Yes.
Besides Nas, who is listed as executive producer.
Okay.
So I have the list here. Did you sound like you wanted to say something? You took a breath, man.
Yeah,
you just stretch it.
So I think that's actually the thing that I ran up against a lot, or that I saw in looking into this, was that people complained about the beats a lot for this album. So who were the producers?
Okay, so the producers, we got listed as Dame Grease.
Dame Grease.
Known for his work with DMX.
Yep.
Scoring films that DMX was in.
Yeah. No, he's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. LES.
Yep.
Whose first production credit was for Life's a Bitch from Illmatic.
Yep.
Other credits include a ton of Nas tracks. Fat Joe, LL Cool J, and a producing collab for Getting Jiggy With It from Will Smith.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Havoc, who was one half of the duo Mobb Deep with Prodigy.
Yep.
Produced songs for Eminem, Foxy Brown, The Notorious B.I.G., Puff Daddy.
Legend.
Oh my
He's a
gosh.
legend.
Yeah,
The dude's
right.
awesome.
Rich Nice. I couldn't really find anything on him, man.
Yeah.
He's listed as a producer. DJ Premier.
Oh, one of my all-time favorites.
Who's worked with Big Daddy Kane, Christina Aguilera, Common, Janet Jackson, Kanye, and a ton more. Like the list goes on.
He's got what, like 3 tracks on Reasonable Doubt? Like, who gets that? What?
DJ Premier.
Yeah.
And some guy named Timbaland. I've never heard of him. I couldn't find anything on the interweb about this guy. So the record's over an hour long. It's got 15 tracks on it.
Skits.
Yeah, can we talk about that?
Yeah. Why?
You probably know a lot more about.
Yeah, I mean,
like why
a good a good rap skit is always fun, but I don't need skits on a Nas album.
Okay.
And these ones in particular are just ridiculous.
Yeah, but skits aren't unusual on hip hop records. So
No.
can you elaborate for me and our listeners on that? That's a bizarre thing to me.
You know what's actually it's kind of awesome, because if you look at hip hop in terms of like, just kind of reinventing everything, the way it was produced, the way it sounded, the way it was mixed, the way it was, everything marketed, like everything about hip hop changed music. So to think that, rock people were so precious with their albums, right? And like, this is so important and deep. And, especially, in the 70s, you've got all of these
Self-indulgence.
prog rockers and stuff. And it's just so self-indulgent.
Yeah.
And you could listen to a hip hop album and hear like sound effects. Like it was almost like watching like Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
Right? Like you could listen to
Yeah,
like a Prince Paul production or something and hear like a boing.
Yeah.
And that's like, I love that. Like it's fun. You're playing with the form. You're playing with, with the expectations of listeners.
Okay.
So to me, skits were just like, kind of an offshoot of that. It was just like, just more self-expression, more just storytelling.
Right.
It's just more storytelling. And hip hop and rap music is so great at telling stories because there's just so many more words in a verse. Like they can tell proper stories. Yeah. So skits to me is just an extension of that.
That's cool, man. Can you talk real quick about Main Source and Large Professor? Yeah.
So from my understanding, and it's gone down in hip hop history, is that Large Professor was a champion, an early champion of Nas, and just was constantly trying to get him on anything that he was working on or had any involvement with. He was like, "We got to use Nas," and people were like, "Who?" And he was just like, "No, we got to use him." So that's when he got him on to do the one verse on Live at the Barbecue. It would be another like 3 years or so before Illmatic would come out. Wow, but, really? 1991, right? Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I've heard clips of Nas saying, like, you got your whole life to write that first record, right? Yeah. So I wanted to play that verse from Live at the Barbecue. That's okay. I think he was 1920 when Illmatic came out, right? Yeah. So I think that was the thing. He's like 16, 17 years old. Yeah. One verse. That's amazing. Dude, they really shouldn't have let him go first. he goes first. He gets the first verse. Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. Insane. That's crazy. So good. So good. So what do you say, man? I would like to really go through... Me too. And before we do, though, we probably should have given a little disclaimer that there is going to be some strong language in this episode. Oh, good idea. Right? Is there a parental advisory for this one? Yes. So there's going to be some strong language. Yeah. We didn't write this record. We did agonize over how to reference certain songs. Certain words. Just because neither of us really feel comfortable saying this word. I don't know. So we're going to let him do it. Yeah, we're just going to let him do it. So when we are referencing, you'll see. You'll see, and hopefully you won't be offended. All right, man. So where are we starting? So we're going to start with The Prediction. This is track 1. Okay.
Hey there. If you want to listen to this clip, you're going to have to go download the album. If you dare. It's pretty shitty. Hence the purpose of this podcast. Anyway, back to the show.
I didn't skip it. Yeah. I didn't skip it. It's a shorter. This showcases Jessica Care Moore. Yeah. That's who that is. She's an American poet from Detroit, Michigan.
Is she from Detroit? Yeah, that's awesome.
So she's also been featured on.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
Go.
I don't think we've said this yet in any episodes, but we are based out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
So
we haven't said that yet.
Yeah, we're right across the river from Detroit. So
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so we kind of things that are from Detroit feel local to us.
Yeah.
So that's why that was my reaction. All right.
She's also been featured on Jeezy's Church in the Streets. It's not being delivered over any kind of beat
Yep.
or musical structure. So,
Yeah,
man, I don't know.
spoken word.
Yeah, it's just a spoken word thing.
Yeah.
Just like in the last episode, I went to YouTube to look for some YouTube comments.
Are there comments on this song? On this?
There
track?
are, man. I found one that I'll read to you. Julio Lee, 1 week ago.
1 week ago. Come on.
Yeah.
Is he preparing for the same podcast? Like, who's listening to this?
1 week ago says, one of my angels, goddesses, speaking, awaken my spirit. Jesus is black. I'm teaching my son the rules of the game. Powerful words, all likes and comments. Get ready to live. Watch the rap, aka Rapture. Prepare for Armageddon, and then the kingdom of heaven. 700 souls in Nas.
Wow, that was awesome.
It was so good.
Wow.
You know, it's tough about some of these. Some of the YouTube comments are like just run-on sentences.
Yeah, I love that.
So they make it difficult for
To
Mikey
read.
to try and get through. So, track number 2. This is Life We Chose.
So this is what's interesting about this album is that there isn't like, I don't consider this whole album garbage. Would
No.
you agree with that?
No, I don't think any of the albums that we will be reviewing are gonna be.
I
Because-
thought Van Halen 3 was pretty garbage.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is the talent of the people that are in the booths or in the studio,
Yes.
or you know what I mean? Like there's some straight up shite on this album.
Right.
And we're talking about Nas.
Yeah.
There is some garbage on that Van Halen record.
Yeah.
But there's some obviously very talented people
Yeah.
attached to those. Sorry, real quick, another sort of disclaimer. When we're going through these clips, I clip the hooks.
Yeah.
And not the verses.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Which is an interesting choice because Nas is known for amazing,
Yeah.
verses.
and there's reasons why I didn't do it. This one being one of them. I know you just said that you didn't mind this track.
So I didn't mind it, like in terms of, and we'll get to it, but you put this song next to like Big Girls, and
It's not.
it doesn't get a Big Girls response. It doesn't get like just like a what's going on? This is wrong with the world. It just sounds like okay,
Sure.
like
Yeah, my notes are pretty similar. Sample credits are "Peace Fugue" by Bernie Worrell.
okay.
Does that sound familiar to you at all?
No, but I mean that's kind of par for the course. I mean when you're digging for
You
samples,
you dig deep.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, and this is a Dame.
I mean, you don't sample under pressure or something, do you?
is this LES? Who did this track? I think
You know what? I don't think I
got.
I don't think I wrote down who. Maybe some of them I wrote down who was the featured producer for each
Yeah,
track.
so this
but
was produced by LES.
that was the alias. Well,
yeah,
good for you, man.
I'm not mad at this beat.
Man.
So, and this is going to be kind of a running thing throughout,
Mm-hmm.
but I really don't like the mix on this album.
Okay.
I know I said that with the last album too. I don't know if I'm just
You did. You mentioned it.
sensitive to this, and I sound like very stuck up. But I really don't like my style of, especially like hip hop mixing, is like I like it to be. Well, I guess really like anything. You want those vocals to sit in the track really well.
Okay.
And this, like, it sounds too forward.
Yeah.
These vocals don't sound like they're sitting in the mix, and it makes a huge difference. And what's really funny is I'm interested to see your take on some of these other tracks because
Yeah.
they're not all mixed by the same people.
Oh, interesting.
So it's not my complaint throughout the entire album.
Did you check the credits?
But most of it, oh man.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
You did it.
I'm like, wow.
Nas is impressed.
Not a compliment.
Yeah. Wow.
So Life We chose basically the opening cut, right?
Yeah.
Basically the opening track. This track didn't do much for me. Nas sounds bored.
Yeah.
Like he's phoning it in.
Yeah.
It's not a great beat in my opinion either. I didn't really dig it. I know you said that you didn't hate it, but
I didn't hate it.
I don't really.
Yeah. But for 1999, I was still surprised because I felt like it sounded a little dated. I don't want to say that about LES, but I mean, it did sound a little dated.
Okay.
Like in 1999, yeah. Like,
well, what's interesting is that, and you quickly brought it up earlier, was the beats have been sort of like,
people blame the beats.
People blame the beats. People rip down. We've got some serious producers and talent on this record working with Nas.
Yeah.
So what happened, right? This is why we're tackling this record.
Yeah,
so.
and maybe it's something to do with the speed by which he had to get this out by, and that skewed his beat
that's
selection.
why I really wanted to have that disclaimer.
Yeah,
I wanted to
that's
make
great.
sure that
that actually makes me feel a lot better knowing that, because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And beat selection is so important for any MC.
Inspiration.
Yeah, it's the whole. Yeah. Right. So there was actually a line listening to the Nasir album that I thought was really, really interesting. So just to keep in mind for when we're talking about beats, he has a lyric that says,
this is Nasir, the one he did with Kanye.
This is the one,
in 2018.
On the Simple Things track, he said, "Never sold a record for the beat. It's my verse they purchase," which was interesting. But then he follows it up with, "Without production, I'm worthless, but I'm more than the surface." So I love it. That's amazing, Nas, right? Like he can say
walking contradiction,
right? He just say that, and you're just like, yes, I agree. Oh, and I agree with that part too. That totally contradicts, but that's okay because it's Nas, and I totally agree. But anyway, it's interesting that he says that, like, never sold a record for the beat. It's my verses they purchase, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But then he then says, without the production, I'm worthless. So that kind of like that wraps up this album for me. Like he's saying like we love him for what he brings to it, but he needs those beats.
Yeah.
And there are certain. You mentioned Jeezy earlier. Jeezy's great at picking beats. There's certain guys who they've got an ear.
Yeah.
Jeezy's always picks good beats. Rick Ross always picks good beats. Like that guy just has great taste.
Yeah.
Obviously Hove picks great beats.
Oh, that's famous scene when he stands up.
That's right. Yeah, with that Timbaland scene. I love that scene.
It's the best scene.
Yeah, and just to see that, like,
that was for dirt off your shoulder.
Yeah, and when he hears it, he knows it,
Yeah.
right? And so, like, Nas as well. He picks great beats. He's surrounded by the greatest producers in the game.
Yeah.
And he usually picks great beats.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For everyone out there, you guys have to go on YouTube and check out that clip.
If you haven't seen that already.
It's an amazing clip where Timbaland is showing Jay-Z beats.
Yeah, from the Black album.
And for the Black album. All is going well.
And I love some of those beats he's passed on.
Some of those beats are amazing.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z's nodding.
Yeah.
Like he's nodding along. And he's like, okay. And then he plays like a millisecond of
yeah.
And then Jay-Z stands up.
Yeah.
Timbaland, he knows this.
Yeah.
He knows this is the beat that's going to grab him. So he plays it for a second and shuts it off. Jay-Z stands up. And he goes, "What's the matter?" And then he continues to play it, and there's dirt on your shoulder. So good.
Ridiculous. Great scene.
We got some YouTube comments.
Yes.
For Life We Chose.
Okay.
Mike Satola 3 weeks ago
Amazing.
says, "You burn fat best fasting."
That's the greatest.
It's good advice, I guess.
That's great advice.
Just don't eat food.
Yeah, some intermittent fasting. No one's mad at it. Thanks,
That's
thanks,
the life
guy.
we chose.
That's the life we chose. The intermittent fasting life.
I also found Sasuke Uchihaha. This was 3 weeks ago too.
Wow.
The gangster life can be a hard and good life. At the same time, on one hand, you the man getting that money, women, cars, and bling. And on the other, you have to always be on your guard, for you have a lot of haters who love to see you gone so they can have the crown.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so run on and spelling mistakes. It's hard to get through it.
Oh man.
You like that?
I love that.
Excellent, man.
So he's defending though. That's the
Totally.
point, right?
Oh my
He's
gosh.
saying, I get this.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Good. So next up is the title cut. Nastradamus. This was the first single as well.
Yes. Let's hear it. So that is what Jay is referencing in the takeover, right? When he goes, you went from Nasty's Nas to Esco's Trash or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of referencing that hook.
That song come out first before Ether?
Yeah, but so takeover.
I don't want to go down the beef rabbit hole, but
Takeover came out in 2001.
okay.
So, but he went back to 99 and
Yeah,
referenced this chorus.
Nothing.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Okay. Thoughts on the title cut, Nostradamus?
Yeah.
Sample credits, it's not the Express, it's the JB's Monorail by the JB's.
So, talking about beats.
Yep.
I didn't love this beat, but then I realized actually, and got to kind of go back to, I think, 88 EPMD. So the song, Let the Funk Flow. But you have like that a different mix there of like that vocal sits in that mix really well.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
when you hear Nostradamus,
They're a separate thing.
it's
They're
like
not even
two
treated as
two separate
as
things.
a singular song.
And I think that's like to try to make it poppier,
Okay.
like because 1999, you know, it's pretty far from 1988 hip hop. So, you know, he's expecting this to be on the radio. He's expecting this to be.
He's got to compete with Cher, man.
Yeah. Do you believe? Like, do you believe? So, I think maybe that's why they push the vocals so forward.
Okay.
I think it kind of just messes it up too.
Okay. Yeah, my notes on it is just it's a monotonous hook.
Yeah. It's not
The
great
verses are fine, but blah. Like I didn't care for it. So
Yeah,
you
and
got-
and that's the thing is that, you know, Nas projects always seem so like substantial, like it's an event when he puts out a record, like
Yeah.
it's important.
yeah.
And this just doesn't feel like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, that he kind of sets the bar so high that when it's a song like this, it's just like, and then like he's even like bringing his Nasness to it by kind of trying to bring that concept. Because
Okay.
remember, it's 1999.
Yep.
People at the time are worried that all the computers are going to shut down.
Y2K.
Y2K. And so he's knowing where he's sitting in
Yeah.
history.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
saying, hey, I've got this opportunity to speak on this. And you got to love Nas. He's speaking on it. He makes a whole album about the fact that we're now going from one century to another.
Yeah.
It's just maybe not executed that well.
Yeah.
But this is...
Yeah, I don't think any
is
of
that.
the ideas are wrong in and of themselves. In and of themselves, it's just like some of the things that we had said about the last record we reviewed is that the material has to be there. The songs
Yeah.
have to be good.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that song's not good. Some of the YouTube comments, Jefferson Martin 1 month ago says his early album cover styles, we're hard. Can you make any sense of that?
They were hard.
I have a crazy run-on sentence
I want to hear it.
of this guy goes on about EPMD.
Really?
Are you pumped?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so William Kittles,
Give it to me, Willem.
11 months ago, says EPMD original beat, Let the Funk Flow. If you know anything about rap, this beat called Let the Funk Flow by EPMD. But
Just in case you missed it.
But Nas version sounded better to me than Let the Funk Flow. But yeah, this came out in the 80s, that beat. So they take things from the old school, make songs, and people who discredit old school rapper don't realize they're listening to their shit. So it's a few songs like that. Mano, High Hater, that beat is from Jimmy Spicer in 84. It's called Dollar Bill, y'all. In 07, people were discrediting old school hip hop, but bumping to a beat that was 23 and didn't realize it. In the song, Mano said Dollar Bill, y'all, which sounded like a subliminal. And so we have somethings out there that people don't realize, that if they knew the history of hip hop, they would look at it differently and realize that they are being tricked and fooled, because in the business they will take a beat like that, make it a mainstream hit, and have you believe in whatever they tell you.
I'm like, wow,
Now, there is no punctuation to be seen.
Yeah, you're not allowed to take a breath when you read those. Okay, from now on.
Oh my gosh.
No breaths. The whole sentence.
You like that?
Whatever he
You
said.
you already kind of said that, but in a better way.
I hope I sounded better than that.
I think you paraphrased William Kittles, bro.
This is all my notes are based on William Kittles.
Some of Us Have Angels is track number 4. You know, I'm probably going to repeat myself a lot through this record, but because I spent a lot of time in preparation studying Nas's catalog, that's why something like this, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Because you know what this guy can do.
Yeah. I know. It's true.
Name a rapper that I ain't influenced.
It's true.
It's not wrong. Yeah.
Like he's too important to like put out B-sides on an album, I guess.
Some of Us Have Angels. This is the track Nas did with Damon Blackman, a.k.a. Dame Grease.
Yes. I have a real problem with Dame Grease on this album.
Go. Why? What's up?
Just everything that's Dame Grease on this album isn't good. Especially his mix. So he did the beat and he also mixed this record. And if you go through
the whole record, just this song.
Song, so all the beats that from him he mixed.
Okay.
And that actually goes for all of them.
Yeah,
it goes for every track. Is for the most part the producer also mixed the track.
Is this normal for hip hop records?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
not.
I don't think so. It could be. I was because like Young Guru does all of Jay-Z's records.
Okay.
I mean, he's amazing. Bob Power is a famous engineer mixer.
Okay.
Who did all of the he did like Low End Theory and all the Tribe Called Quest stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always assumed it was who they would give it to like a proper engineer or mixer.
It's kind of unusual. So maybe the reason why the album
think so,
just
but you know what?
is
I'm not even sure.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe that is. That is. Because, and we're going to get to at least one song that doesn't make you cringe.
No, I got.
And
yeah, I got some.
Right. And then you'll see, who made the beat and who mixed it.
Yeah. So this one, Some of Us Have Angels, I didn't care for this one. It bored me.
Yeah.
The lyrics tackle basic duality, good versus evil,
Yep.
all that jazz.
Yeah.
Meh.
So not
breaking down any new walls there.
Yeah. And the thing with me though is I have a hard time. I love spiritual Nas. Mm-hmm. I love Christian Nas. I love it. So I have a hard time calling anything like that whack, but yeah.
The song's not good though.
I'm not liking this song.
Yeah, the song's not good.
Yeah.
Oliver Rando 1 year ago says some of the songs Nas drops have like a meaning.
Like a meaning. He's got what's that word?
Alan Alphonse 1 year ago says the devil does whisper. You can hear him in the morning or night when you try to go sleep. True facts based on my experience.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so good.
That's awesome.
We're going to move on to Project Windows.
Yeah.
Project Windows featuring Ronald Isley, a legendary vocalist from the Isley Brothers, known for classics like Shout and Who's That Lady?
Mm-hmm.
Verses are cool, and Isley can be heard scatting throughout. He's always kind of in the background doing some scatting. Mm-hmm. The hook is a nice delivery by Isley, which we just heard. Some of the record's strongest lyrics, in my opinion. And Nas spits mostly clean on the verses, actually. I think there's only like 2 curse words in the entire track, maybe because Nas was in the presence of a soul and R&B legend.
Oh, interesting. Do you think he was there?
Right?
I don't know. I mean, this is probably when people were still making records like old school, like everyone's in the room, as opposed to like now where they just kind of like...
Send it over?
Send it.
Okay.
So maybe... But I don't know. I don't know if, do you think Ron Isley was like sitting there like listening to Nas lay down his
Why not,
vocal?
right? Yeah, why not? You got any thoughts on Project Windows?
No, I actually don't.
Oh, really?
No, really, I don't. But I'm with you. I'm not mad at it.
I don't hate it.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. This was the first track for me.
Okay.
In the record that made me go, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind this.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Okay.
Compared to some of his other
Some of
stuff,
the other stuff
it's not there. But on this record, in context with this record.
Yeah.
Nadine Wilson, 1 month ago. Wow, these comments are really recent.
That's crazy.
Projects are training grounds for black folks and people of color. As if you didn't know. Everybody ain't shooting, and some kids actually go to school, then catch the bus to Los Angeles like I did. Push it forward to 2019. You've been out of the projects for 20 years. No excuses. Tell him, Nadine.
Wow, Nadine.
Girl.
Okay.
Daddy Warbucks.
Daddy Warbucks.
Can't be.
Oh, it's the Daddy Warbucks. It's Telly Savalas. Shaved head.
1 month ago.
Sucking on a lollipop.
Dirty Dozen. Might as well be laughing with Malcolm X Assassin as we die slow, brain cells dead from an Ericsson that was the first phone I brought. Big facts.
You? What?
Does any of that make sense?
No.
Okay, good. Because it didn't. I have no idea what I just read.
Read it again.
Really?
Yeah.
You want me to read it again?
I want to understand.
We're going to get hate mail. Might as well be laughing with Malcolm X Assassin as we die slow, brain cells dead from an Ericsson that was the first phone I brought. Big facts. I'm guessing.
That's a lyric.
Like I'm guessing with punctuation?
No, that's a lyric.
Really?
It's got to be a lyric.
Is it a Telly Savalas lyric?
It's a Telly Savalas lyric.
Does it sound familiar?
It just the way it's written, it sounds like it's a lyric.
Okay. Laughing, assassin.
Yeah, all that.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Which
Ericsson.
technically does not rhyme.
Ericsson. It all rhymes.
I forgot we were doing hip hop records.
That's right. You make it rhyme.
Yeah. Come get me.
Come get me.
It really stands out.
Yeah, right? Like there's a lyric on here too where he talks about album 3. Like it was supposed to be on album 3.
Jeez.
Yeah. And it would have fit and it would have been like, okay, this is another song from a great album. But instead it's on this album and it sticks out so obviously.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my favorite song. Sample credits. We're Just Trying to Make It by the Persuaders.
Okay.
Weekend by Cox Orange, and It's Mine by Mobb Deep.
Yeah. I mean, Premier can do nothing wrong in my eyes. He's never made a bad track in my, So, yeah.
You know what his real name is? Chris Martin.
I knew that. Yeah.
His real name is Chris Martin.
Yeah.
It's good that he changed it. Felt like he had it first, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How long's Coldplay been around?
No, nowhere near. Yeah.
But they're 99 and 98, right?
Yeah,
when's Yellow out?
But Premier's from the 80s. Like,
oh,
Premier's
really?
been doing this.
Oh,
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I felt like Nas had that fire on this one. He's spitting fire on this one.
Yeah, so he's working on a different project, right? This is from the previous
I wonder if
record.
these verses are even from, like he spit them.
I think so. Like I said, he makes reference to album 3,
Right,
so
right.
it's like, I think this was done at that time.
So this is midway through the third verse. Some of the lyrics I really liked. So play tough. I want y'all to get out of line. I got 9s every color, shape, and design. I sent killers every race to put 1 in your spine. 2 in your ear. Get your crew. Who do I fear? Nobody ever get involved and none of them dying. I think like you do. Roll with about 2 irons. I love this.
Yeah.
I thought it was savage, man. It showcased the Nas that was and was going to be again.
Yeah.
The Hydro Drop skit at the end is
Okay.
really funny as well. I can play it if you want. You want to hear the Hydro Drops?
Not really.
Not really?
I don't know. Like
We got to play it for the listeners.
Okay, play it.
You can talk over it if you want.
Go ahead. So I think though that commercial was Nas's way because this is supposed to be
Millennium. What?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to comment on? The turning the century thing?
Yeah. Why is this one word like completely gone for me? Prophecy. Sorry. Wow. So
the Nostradamus.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be, prophesying for the new millennium. And
for the record, it's Nostradamus.
Did I just say Nostradamus?
No,
again?
I've been saying Nostradamus so long that I'm going to think that that's the real guy.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. That's
I'm so sorry. I interrupted.
No,
you.
that's a hip hop moment. There's a lot of kids who spell the word fabulous wrong because of fabulous.
Oh my god! Really?
For real, like, yeah. Anyway,
spell it how it sounds.
So this was that this like fake product that would be available in the new millennium.
Yeah.
And what's cool about this is that like now we have weed drops. Now we have right. So I really like in a way how
the prediction was true.
Nas is a genius. Like
yes.
He's amazing.
Yes.
And one of the things that is so frustrating about this album is that he has such great taste, and he has that way of like just like getting it, like really getting things early, and then so for him to like he shows some of that on this album, and that's really cool. So yeah, something like Hydro Drops, maybe you don't need a whole skit about it.
I wish it was a separate track.
Yeah,
they throw it on
tagged on the end.
They throw it on the end of my favorite
beat.
song, so it kind of sucks. But
yeah.
Rafael Smeraldos 3 years ago said, "This is rap."
Fuck them damn monkeys.
Okay, this is rap.
Yeah,
I agree. Not the monkeys.
Not wrong.
Not the monkeys. The actual track. Yes.
One Tibna B 5 years ago says, "I can easily name 50 better albums. Just because shitloads of people say it's so doesn't make it so. Nas, Bieber, Jay-Z, Britney Spears. Don't believe the hype."
And you gotta be high to do that shit.
That was a great comment.
Oh my gosh. Good job, T. Bidna.
That was great.
Hey guys, this is one half of the long-winded duo. Just wanted to jump in and make sure you're enjoying the episode so far, and don't forget to check out part 2. Also, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the podcast so that you can be a part of all this gold. Share it and like it and tell all your friends. Hugs and kisses on all your pink parts.